All right, what's up, guys? Looks like we're live right now. I'm gonna post this link. Just get it all to you guys here. Let's post it on Twitter. Make sure that we have everyone here. Okay. What to do down when markets are down? Okay, cool. All right. Let me just post this link on my other Discord as well. Boom. Okay, guys, let's see who's on. All right. Hey, what's up, Ignacio, Israel? How's it going? Good to see you guys. We got a few more jumping on right now. Yeah, exciting news. I mean, like exciting times right now. We've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of fun things happening. We just to let you guys know, the past few hours we've been testing out and verifying our contract on Etherscan, and also we went ahead and tested out our software so that when you log in with one NFT or 3 NFTs, it'll actually go through and get to where you need to log into in the software. So yeah, that's really exciting stuff here. Let me share my screen here. All right, how many live streams have this been going on? Let's see. We did, let's see, how many live streams was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're on 7, live stream number 7. Okay, so buck live stream number 7. So some updates. So essentially we have basically verified our contract on Etherscan. So basically ready to go, good to mint on Sunday, all that stuff. Let's see, we've also completed logins for VanyoSoft. So 1 NFT gets you access to tokens, to NFT research. 3 NFTs gets you access to NFT plus token research. So that's done today. Let's take a look. We are completed with we filled up our whitelist spots. So all taken. Let's see. We big goal today was we basically went over 3,000 plus real members on our Discord. So that's super exciting, and a lot of things happening right now. Hey, so what's going on, guys? We have Can here. We have Cam, Dana. How's it going? Shatiel, Jao, Mission, Angelica. Awesome. Yo, what's up, guys? What's up? All right. So today I want to talk to you guys about what to do on a down market, right? When the markets are down. How many of you guys feel like when markets are down, you're like, you don't have much to do and you don't know what to do, right? Type in like me in the chat box if that's you. If you're like, if markets are down, you want to know what to do. And a lot of times you're like, I have no idea. I have no clue when to time the markets, when to see if it's going to keep going down or if it's going to keep going down, up, things like that. What to do when markets are down. It's going down. So, how many of you guys are in this position where you're like, yeah, I want to know what to do when the markets are down, right? Yeah, Mission says plus. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all of us, we all want to know what to do when the markets are down. I've gone through a lot of different markets, up markets when markets go up, down markets when markets go down. And essentially, like what tends to happen is when markets are down, a lot of people are very emotional in these stages, and they end up like, should I sell? Should Should I hold? What should I do? And what we're going to go over today is pretty much like what you can do when markets are down, right? Yeah, plus means I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Shabak, Jordan, me. Yeah, absolutely. So we have a lot of people jumping on right now. We just started our live stream right here, guys. So we're gonna have a lot of fun today. Those of you just jumping on, I talked about our updates here. So we're ready to roll. I mean, we are. I think like I'm very positive that we're gonna sell out. I know that because we also have another webinar today at 2:30 with my co-founder's marketing list. And he's going to bring in a lot of people that are not in our Discord already. So it's going to be pretty crazy. And then later on today as well, we're holding a Twitter Spaces where we're going to be doing a collaboration with a fairly large group, and they're going to join in, and we're also going to be giving them limited spot whitelist as well, those people that are joining us from those groups. But as of right now, all of our whitelist spots are taken, so we don't have any more whitelist spots available. They're all taken already. And so if you guys have a whitelist spot, congratulations. Who's got a whitelist spot here? Type in WL in the chat box if you guys have a whitelist spot. Yeah, Cam says we're going to sell out in 10 minutes. Who knows? I mean, like, it could sell out in 10 minutes. It could sell out in 10 hours. Who knows? But we have a lot of people waiting on this, and a lot of people wanting to get in and excited about the software and things like that. So let's go and take a look at the software, guys. Let's see what's going on here. First of all, markets right now aren't looking very good. It's very, very volatile right now. So Bitcoin, let's go into the 1 hour right here. How I look at markets is by 1 hour and 4 hours, right? So I'm going to give you guys an idea here. Yeah, a lot of people on whitelist here. We have Israel, Zhao, Inio, Bia, Dar, Cam, Bob, Dana, Atto, Angelica, whitelist. Yeah. So a lot of you guys are on. So good to see that. And we just started, so I know there's more people jumping on right now. But let me share with you guys, this is how I look at markets, right? Before, I used to look at markets like this, and I'm like, huh? Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. You guys ever seen the dog meme? I have no idea what I'm doing, dog. You guys ever seen this one right here? This is kind of like how I feel sometimes. When before, like, literally I was like this, I have no idea what I'm doing. How many of you guys feel like this is you right now when it comes to like markets? Like, we have people of all different types of experience levels, but how many of you guys feel like this is you right now? I have no idea what I'm doing. And it's kind of like that image, right? So here's a better understanding of how you can get a better idea of what's happening in the market. Okay. So I'm going to get right into it. So basically, the biggest indicator for me is the MACD, and MACD is basically an overall indicator of like buying and selling. And so essentially what I'm looking at right here are images, and pretty much the green bars and the red bars. So this is, and I'm not a chart guru, so there's probably other chart gurus who are way better than me. Kudos to you, but this is how I've been doing it for the past few years with this stuff, right? So with the MACD line, how I look at it is, as it started to do this like triangle, like this triangle right here, and it's going down, it's not looking good right now. When the MACD crosses the 4 hours, this is typically where like it could go down even more right after that. So let's take a look at previous MACDs when it crossed 4 hours. Okay, let's take a screenshot right here, and I'm going to blow this up, and I want to share with you guys how you can almost like time the markets a little bit, but not really, kind of like just time it where it does cross. So whenever it crosses MACD, this is what happens, right? So right here, it crossed the MACD line, and right here was over here. So in this case, this is where I would be selling right here. I want to get out right here because it crossed the MACD line, right? And then as you can see, it started to tumble. It started going down, right? And then right here, as it starts to like do this upside down triangle thing going towards this way, and as you see the pink bars starts to turn from a big red bar to a pink bar to the next pink bar is like less and less, this is where I would look at an entry, but not really enter until it passes the green right here, right? So if you want to be really safe, this is where you would enter right here. But if you want to take a gamble, you could like enter like right here-ish within these two bars. And you can see within these two bars, it went back up again. So after a major sell-off, there's a lot of pressure in the sales. There's going to be people also wanting to buy in. And what we're seeing here is like the pink lines, the pink bars here starting to turn. So this is where I would enter. So let's say right here, this is where I would exit right here. Okay, this is where I would exit. And you can see as I exited, it starts to turn. And then this is, if I'm seeing this trend right here, this is honestly where I would buy. But here's the thing, like I would buy right here and then it would dump again because then it would immediately turn red. So sometimes the 4 hours, especially with Bitcoin, it's like, it's very hard to see, right? And then right here, when it turned green again, that's when I would buy again right here. So I would buy right here, lose a little bit, buy right here. And then right here, as it turns, as it starts to do this thing, that's when I would sell like right around here. So I would sell right here. Okay. And right here, as it's turning this way again, it crossed the green. This is where I would buy. And then it kept going up, 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 right? And then this right here, as it starts to do this, this is kind of like a tricky situation. Usually I would hold in this case until it crosses again. And then that's when I would sell, right? So right here, I would buy and then I would sell like again right here. So if I'm following my rule for MACD, I have like a higher chance of knowing when to get in and when to get out based on the 4 hour, right? Same thing right here. So when this thing crossed red, the moment it crossed red, I would be like selling right here. Okay, that's when I would get out of the markets. Wait until it starts doing something like this again, and then it crosses green. Then I would buy right here again. But this case, Bitcoin is super volatile. So I'm going to show you the 1 hour after, and the 4 hours is not really showing really good stats. But right here again, as it turned green, this is where I would buy again. I would buy like right around here. And then at the top, like right here, I would look into selling somewhere. As it crosses again, like this cross just recently right here, you see this right here? We can expect it to possibly go down even more. So yeah, it's not looking very good right now. I mean, Bitcoin markets, but that's pretty much what this looks like, right? Evan says, use same process for MACD when I was doing futures. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right? So let's take a look at the 1 hour now. So 1 hour, it's a little bit different, okay? Because the 1 hour is showing different stats here. So let me show you when I would get in, when I would get out. In terms of like markets, this could apply for NFTs. This could apply for tokens. It doesn't have to apply for Bitcoin. But what we're doing here is we're kind of looking at Bitcoin as the market mover. It's the market maker. It's basically like it's telling us what it's going to do, and this is where we kind of follow that direction. So right over here, it crossed into the green on the 1 hour. This is where I would buy. I would buy right here. As it started to do this, I would probably sell like somewhere around here as it started to climb down. Okay. As it crossed, I've obviously already sold right around this range. You remember in my graph, I showed you like, this is when I get out of markets. Okay. As it starts to climb back again, right here, this is where I would buy. You guys see that? And then as it is dipping right here, right around this range, like I'm looking at, it could potentially dip. This is where I would sell somewhere around this range right here, or even before that. So every single time I get in on the 1 hour or the 4 hours, I have a higher chance of winning because every single time this turns green, that's when I make a profit right here, make a profit right there. Every single time this turned green, once again, turn red, I'm not even in this yet, right? But when it turned green, I would buy right here. In this case, I would buy somewhere around here. And then as it started to dip like this is where I would be out again. So another profitable trade right here. You guys see that? Every single time this does this, profit, profit, profit. Okay. Let's go back a little bit more and see if the same thing applies for other days and other hours and stuff like that. Okay. It's really simple, guys. Like I've made it so simple that anyone can do this. Like you don't have to be a chart or math guru to do this. Okay. When it crosses red right here, okay, you see that? Cross red, sell. Okay. Turns green, buy right here. Okay. As it starts to do this, sell. So right around here, sell. So this one I made profit right here. Okay. Let's take a look at something like this. As it crossed over, this is where I would buy. And I'm not always right. As it starts to dip, this is where I'd sell. So this one I would have like broken even right here. As it starts to dip like this, sell again, right? As it crosses, this was a major sell-off right here. But then as it crosses again right here, buy, okay? As it starts to do this, this is where I would sell, right around this range. So another profitable trade right there, okay? This one I'm not even touching if it's red. I'm gonna buy right here. So this is where I would buy, okay? As it starts to do this again, sell right here. See that? Another profitable trade right there. Not even touching it in the red. I would buy right here as it turned green, but this one I didn't know what's going to happen. But then I see it turn red immediately, but it's still going up. So I'm still selling right here. Profit trade right there. Not touching the red, but as it's going up this way, this is where I kind of would gamble a little bit if I wanted to. But if I want to be safe, I want to wait until it turns green. So this is where I would buy right here. And then it turns red again, sell again right here. So I basically not even, might have broken even or lost money. Once again, it turned green again right here, buy again right here. As it's going up, as it's dipping, this is where I would sell right here. Another profitable trade. You guys see that? Like, type in yes if you guys are like more confident now by trading the 1 hour. Like, this is a lot easier now, right? For a lot of beginners, it's not going to be as hard. I'll give you guys this screenshot right here. I'll post it in our group, okay? All right, here we go. I call it 1 to get in, 1 to get out on the 1 hour. So I posted it in our group. This is pretty much how it's done, guys. So 1 to get in, 1 to get out. Okay. Type in easy in the box if you guys feel like this is a lot easier. Yeah. Jao says really helps. So the bot you used for trading a couple of days ago does exactly this. Am I right? Yeah. So the bot that I used does this, but it doesn't trade it on the MACD or anything. It just trades it on a number of algorithms. But if I'm like a simple person like me and I want to know when to get in, when to get out, this is when to get in, when to get out. So in this case, right now, you can see Bitcoin is doing this thing right here, right? On the 1 hour. 1 hour, Bitcoin is looking really good on the 1 hour, but on the 4 hours is not looking very good. So on the 1 hour, it's looking really good because it's doing that upside down triangle. So we could see a reversal right here, right? And then it turns green and then it turns red again. That's when I would sell. You see what I mean? So this is like a good sign right here on the 1 hour. It could keep going down though. That's kind of the trick here, because with the 1 hour, if you trade it on red, you're most likely going to lose, right? You're gambling at this point, which is sometimes I gamble. But if you're trading on red, you're pretty much gambling. You got to wait until it starts to hit green, and that's when you would do the trade. Green, and then as it starts to dip down like this, sell. Same thing right here. Hits green, that's when I would buy because it's a guaranteed, like I know it's going to go up. And then right here, as it does this, sell. Okay. And then I don't know if it's going to do anything. Like I see that it's doing this and it's kind of like it's unsure right here. But during this time, this is a lot of hours right here. Like this is like a whole day. So you might even not do any trades for a whole day. It might be just where you're like, okay, well, this day right here, I'm not going to do any trades, right? NFTs or tokens, you just get out of it, right? So let's take a look at this one. I don't know why, but this one is dumping hardcore. Like this is crazy right now. This one is dumping pretty hard. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. I'm still farming this thing. So what I'm doing with this is what I did with other tokens. I'm just farming this. I could get out. I could have gotten out earlier and like maybe at $15 or so. But basically I'm just going to wait on this one because I see a catalyst happening, right? It sucks. Like emotionally, you're like, oh crap, I'm losing a lot of money right now, right? Emotionally, you're like, damn, this really sucks. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. So the 1 hour is looking really bad. 4 hours is also looking very bad. Like we may see another big bar. This thing, it can go down even more. Like the last support level for this one, well, it's on it right now. It's on that support. It's on like $8 to like $6 right here, right here. But this thing is not looking very good right now. So let's talk about this one. So MAD token, this is an altcoin. Now, whenever Bitcoin drops, all tokens end up following the same pattern. It starts to drop, but it's a lot harder for these tokens to recover than something like Bitcoin and a stable coin, right? It's a little bit easier. But a token like this, it's harder to recover because you're losing investors' confidence levels. But if it does, when it does go up, it goes up, right? It does really well. Like we can see right here, it went from $22 to $7, and then it shot right back up like crazy to $20. And now it kind of like started going back down to like $16. Now we're at $8. So anything could happen right here. I've been buying this thing at $3. So you can see all the ups and downs it's been doing from $3 to 21, back down to 7, back down to 20. But there's a catalyst to this one. And I'll talk about this one. Okay. So let's go into the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour, if you're wanting to be super safe, I wouldn't trade on the 4 hours. So if you want to be super safe, like this is when I would buy like somewhere around here, right? And then as it started to do this is when I would sell. It's like somewhere around here or even before that. And it started dipping, and then it started, once it touches the red right here, this is a guaranteed definite sell right here, right? Because I don't want to trade in the red. I don't want to trade within this range right here. Oops. Within here to here, I don't want to trade. This is where I would want to buy right here. So that's why I had called it around like $19 or so, somewhere around there. Because this is where when it does do this and it does this right here, this is like where it could potentially go up even further. But the Bitcoin markets tumbled. And so looking at Bitcoin markets also affected this market. And so no matter if this was green, this should have looked like this, right? This green right here should have looked like this whole situation right here. But it didn't, because Bitcoin markets decided it's going to go down. So now it took what it could have been a green and it just went down, and it could go down even further is what I'm looking at. So right here is not a good time to trade. This right here is basically where I would hold off and not even look at charts for a few days, like not even look at this for a few days until I'm looking at the 4 hours, until I see this thing start to curl back up again, right? Now, on the other situation, if you are doing yield farming, if you are farming a token, then in this case, price action doesn't matter if you're looking at it long term, right? So I'm looking at this long term as well. Let me show you another one that I would have regretted on. I always say no regrets, but this is a regret that I could have had like crazy amounts of, and you can see like right now, the ecosystem is like going down like crazy, right? But let me show you what happened over here. I had about 1,200 tokens of this at $70, $80. And this thing at 1,200 tokens, it went all the way up to $375. So let me show you what happened right here, right? So at 1,200 of these tokens multiplied by $375, that's almost $500,000 from $80,000. So initially I had around like $70,000 or $80,000, right around here, 1,200 tokens. And then it went, so what is 1,200 times, let me see, 1,200 times $80. Okay, so a little bit more, about 100K, almost 100K. So I had almost 100K right here. If I would have just waited and kept farming, I would have had more than 1,200 tokens, maybe 1,500 tokens by the time it went up here. So 1,500, let's say what that looks like, 1,500 times 375. Yeah, well over half $500,000 right here. If I just waited and had patience, if I see the catalyst, no matter the upswings and the downswings of a market, this is a really hard red day right now for this one. But if I see a catalyst for some of these, I also want to see why it's a super hard red. Like maybe there's some news that I wasn't aware of as well. So I have to look at that. I've been so busy with this NFT project that I haven't really kept up with a lot of my other stuff. But once we're fully launched, I will be able to have some more time with that. But you can see what also happened right here. Like we did have some really hard reds and then it started to come back up again, right? So, so what I'm looking for is catalysts, which is like what's next, what's new, what's up and coming, you know, what's happening in the markets and stuff like that in the project. So I do see one big catalyst coming up right now. So right now I'm not worried about price action. So in this case right here, just imagine if you're farming a token, which means how many of you guys know what yield farming is? Or type in yield farming if you want to know what yield farming is. But basically, like to give you an idea, it's essentially what I'm doing right now here, right? So let's go to MMT Treehouse. And I'm farming this token. So I'm getting it for free every single day. Not really free, but like I have to stake my tokens in order to get more tokens each day. So like this one right here is giving me, you know, five MAD tokens per day. So it's right now it's probably like $45 instead of $100. But I'm getting this for free every day just by staking this and holding it. And then what I do is I take this and then I put it into my farms. It's probably going to look really ugly. I don't even want to look at it, but it's still farming each day. And it's not farming in dollar amount. It's farming in token amount, right? But yeah, like all of this stuff right here, you guys can follow in the alpha chat when we do get to it, right? But you guys are going to learn all about yield farming, and you can see like that thing just went up like crazy here too, just right now. Like, I don't know what just happened right here. You see that? So another big, nice green bar right here. It just went up 25% in like 5 minutes. So this is the reason why I'm not worried about the price action of this going down to like, it could go down to $4 and I'm still not worried because I'm looking at it long-term, right? But you can see there's someone bought like a whole bunch here. Let me see. There's one $18,000 buy right here, $54,000 buy, 17K buy, a lot of sells as well. 32K buy. There's a lot of big buys coming in right here. But what's happening over here is that when we're looking at different markets and you're looking at a token, you're looking at a project that has good potential in the future, and you're still farming that token, I'm not worried a single bit about the price action, because if I'm looking at this where they're going to be in the next few months, then I'm just going to keep farming and let this thing ride, right? Yeah, don't know much about farming. That's okay, Ignacio. Yeah, Jeff is METF feels bad, man. Yeah, so like it's okay because you guys are going to learn all these things, and you guys are going to learn everything all about this, because now when it comes to crypto, right? Crypto has a number of things. So crypto, or like Web3, is not just all about NFTs. NFTs is just one portion of it. Then we have the tokens, right? And then we have like these things called DAOs. And then we have metaverse projects. And then we have yield farming. And then we have lending. And then we have like play to earn games like Axie, Infinity, right? Stuff like that. We have lending like Aave, Mimes. We have yield farming, once again, like Aave, MMF. We also have like these things called like Tomb Forks, Tomb Finance, right? There's so many things in crypto. How many of you guys are surprised right now? Type in wow in the box if you guys thought that crypto was just like NFTs. Like there's so much to Web3 that it's not just all about, you know, NFTs. NFTs is just one portion of it. Now, to learning about how NFTs work, you also have to learn how markets move, because when you don't know if markets move, this is when you start getting wrecked, right? Yeah, someone's saying I'm playing Sunflower Lands right now. Yeah, I mean, like, type in wow in the box, guys. If you're like, I didn't even know that this was all available. Like, I thought it was just NFTs, right? At this point, I thought it was just NFTs. Yeah, there's also staking as well, but staking is like either tokens, NFTs, or yield farming. Like there's also that. Let's add that to it, right? Staking. It could be a number of things. So there's all these things going on right now in Web3 and crypto that that you guys, some of you guys are aware of, some of you guys may not be aware of. But basically, like, this is why I'm teaching you guys about like what happens when the markets are down. When the markets are down, NFTs are also down. Like, I'm looking at my portfolio in NFTs, and some NFTs are still good. Like, let's take a look at like Meerkats, the Meerkat ecosystem. This thing is still holding up pretty well. Like, some of the NFTs that, like, wow, this one dropped, but it used to be like 15K, now it's 10K, but it's still like a nice amount, right? It's not like it dropped like crazy. I mean, 15 to 10K is still crazy, but it's still like stabilized, I would say. And NFTs also have a floor price. So like, if these right here were bought up, right? These right here were bought up, the floor would immediately go back to 10K crow, and these were bought up, it'll go back to 11K crow and things like that, right? So NFTs are a little bit more forgiving than their cousins tokens here, because tokens are a lot harder when it's a lot less forgiving in the token space, right? In the token space, you can get wrecked within 5 minutes. Like, it's pretty crazy. But that's the reason why, like, I want to teach you guys about this, because when it comes to like looking into markets, you can kind of get an idea when to exit your NFTs, right? Or when to exit and liquidate your portfolio, especially if markets are looking red. When it starts to cross red like this in the Bitcoin space, like, look at what happened when this thing started turning red. This one, you would predict this one, you would get out on the 1 hour. So that's before even it goes down like this, like crazy. So you would look at this in the 1 hour, because in the 1 hour, I would have gotten out like right here, like right at this point right here, before it started tumbling even further, right? Over here on the 1 hour, see if in the 4 hours, it's looking really crap. But on the 1 hour, it's looking like it may go back and turn around right here. So that's kind of why you want to look at the 1 hour and the 4 hours. Because remember right here, you guys see this big drop, this big red bar right here. This is in 4 hours. But hour 1, 2, 3, and 4, you could have gotten out hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. By the time it's hour 4, it's already dropped by a lot. But as this thing started crossing the red on the 1 hour, that's when I would have gotten out. So I would have gotten out right here and saved my portfolio. Okay. So this is how you save your portfolio, guys. If you're looking at saving your portfolio and knowing when and how to get out, these are the times right here. So right here, as it crossed, I would be like, okay, NFTs are going to rock and roll for like a whole day, right? And then as it starts to cross right here, this is when I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's time to liquidate NFTs and put some cash into ETH so I can buy those NFTs cheaper, right? So that's what it looks like right here. And especially if those are NFTs that I feel like and believe that it could go up in the future because the project keeps working and progressing, then yeah, I'm going to buy those up, right? So that's kind of like how you can time it, I would say, in a way, when to liquidate. Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so right now, is it a good time? I mean, it could be a good time because we can see that it's like an upside down triangle, and it looks like Bitcoin might be going back up again in the next few hours. And then you can go down the 15-minute charts and the 5-minute charts, but these are more volatile. Like, these aren't really telling, especially on stables. Like, these are really volatile. Anything can happen in the 1-minute chart. This can go up, could go down all the way, could go up all the way, but it's really hard to tell within the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15. What I'm looking for is I'm looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hours. These are the two biggest telling ones that could determine this, right? We can also see on the 4 hours with Bitcoin right here, sometimes that red is very temporary and then it goes back to green again, like back up again right here. So the 4 hours is really hard to tell in Bitcoin. It's a lot easier to tell in the 1 hour Bitcoin. As you can see right here, the 1 hour right here, I would have been buying this dip right here as it was doing this, because I can see that it was kind of doing this thing right here, right? So this upside down triangle. So as it started doing this is where I would be buying right here. And then I would sell right here. So I would sell right around here. So as you can see, the track record, if you did this on a history, and you're going back and seeing, okay, if that proves correct, let's take a look here. Let's go back a few, okay? And let's take a look at just something like this. Okay, Taylor, you're telling me that I should trade on the 1 hour and this is when to get out. Let's see. Okay, so 1 hour crosses. This is where I would buy, okay, when it crosses. When it starts to do this, this is where I would sell, right around this point right here. I'm selling right here. I made a profitable trade, okay? Right here, I'm not even touching this. I don't even touch anywhere from here to here. Once it crosses again, this is when I'm purchasing right here. So I'm purchasing like somewhere around here, okay? And then once it starts doing this, this is when I'm selling right here. Another profitable trade, right? I'm not touching anything from here. I might possibly do this. I might buy this, but I'm going to look at the 1 hour here as well. But this one is really telling. If it goes back to red, I'm in and I'm out the same time, the same hour. But once it crosses again right here, some validation right here, then I'm buying again. Once it does this, I'm selling right here, okay? This one right here, you see where it goes like straight up, straight down. I have no idea what the heck happened here, but I'm not touching any of this. This one was like a fluke. I would have bought right here, but then I would have sold again right here. So I would have gotten probably wrecked right here. But right here, I'm not touching any of this. So if I want to be like super safe, I won't touch this. I don't know what to do right here in that 1 hour that just happened right here. That's a anomaly. But right here, I'm not touching any of this for the 1 hour. I may get in right here. I may get in right here. But then again, it's also like, it's unsure. I want to get in like right here. So I would get in right here, but I would be watching the 1 hour. If it turns red again, I'm selling again right here. Okay. When it turns blue again, green again, I'm buying again right here when it turns green. Okay. You guys see that? It's like, it's a little bit more predictable. I've made 3 profitable trades if I'm doing this. One trade right here, another trade right there, another trade right here. I'm trading right here. But then I'm getting out at the same time because I'm watching it. And then I would get back right here. Okay, so I would get back right around here when it turns green. And then I would get out once again right here when it starts to turn red. Or even before then, I would get out like here-ish. So you guys see that? It's a game of patience. And so if you're reading the 1 hour, it's a little bit easier to see when to get in, when to get out of the markets. But when it comes to something like this, if you're seeing a catalyst to something like this, MAD token, then this is where I'm going to hold my ground. And this is where I'm going to keep farming as much MAD tokens as I can. So right now I'm earning 256%. So let's see, daily APR to let me see, yearly APR to daily APR calculator. There's a calculator for this one right here. So in this case, I'm earning 256% on this. So when I calculate that, it's about 0.7% daily. So on a daily basis, I have 1655 tokens, okay? 1,655 tokens, multiply that by 0.0076. I'm earning 12.5 tokens per day. So I'm earning 12 tokens per day here, plus I'm earning 5 tokens in here. And this is compounding. So when I earn 17 tokens per day, I'm compounding that in here. So this thing grows even faster, right? So let's say I get this thing to 2,000 tokens times 0.0076. Now I'm earning 15 tokens per day in this farm. So I went from 12 tokens to 15 tokens per day. Let's say I get to 3,000 tokens times 0.1276. Now I'm earning 22 tokens. So you can see I went from earning 12 tokens per day to earning 22 tokens if I'm just compounding this over and over and over again. Okay, so let's take a look at a compounding calculator. And once again, none of this is financial advice. This is all theoreticals. Let's say compounding interest daily calculator. Maybe it has it here. No, I was using something else here. Okay, here we go. So let's say I start out instead of tokens, instead of this, let's say this is in terms of tokens, right? And the daily interest rate is 0.76. So it's not 1%, it's less than 1%, 7.6. And let's say I did this for 30 days and I just reinvested 100% of it, all these tokens back into it, right? Including weekends. So by the end of the month, I would have from 1,600 tokens to 20,000 tokens, or yeah, 2,000 tokens, sorry. 1,600 tokens to 2,000 tokens. And if 2,000 tokens, let's say this thing goes up to back to where $20, okay? 2,000 tokens times $20 is $40,000. So now my investment in here went from 16K to 40K when it goes back up to the highest, where it was like 20 bucks. But let's say the catalyst comes, the new catalyst comes, and now you have to use MAD token to purchase these new things inside of the MAD Meerkat ecosystem. Then this thing could go up. It could go past its $20 high, all-time high. It could go to $40. It could go to 100 bucks, whatever it may be. But as that's happening, I'm still accruing more and more tokens each day by farming in here. So I'm staking all of my MAD tokens in here, and I'm gaining 0.07%. Sorry, 0.7% daily. So it's a little less than 1% daily. And I'm compounding this in here because I know that there's a big news coming out for this thing right here. So even if it goes down to like, lower price, and this is $8,000 now, I'm not worried because I'm not worried about the 8,000. I'm worried. I'm more focused on how many tokens I'm accumulating each day. If that makes sense. All right, cool. Let me see. We have some other questions here. So you always trade on spot market. I'm trading on the MACD. So yeah, I'm basically trading on what's happening. Like if I were to get out of trades like this, in this case, like for this, I'm looking at Bitcoin, and I'm also looking at what's happening in here as well on the MACD over here. So like if it's 1 hour, 1 hour is looking really, really crap. But I can see like this right here would have been in gamble right here. Getting in right here, this would have been in gamble. Getting in right here would obviously not, I would not want to do that. The 4 hours is looking really bad. But once again, I'm still farming. So I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just farming tokens. Because at the end of the day, like I could try to time the market. I could try to like get out right here and then buy in right here. I could do that. But at the time, I wasn't honestly paying attention to this chart. I was just letting it farm while I was doing other things. But yeah, I could have doubled my tokens right here instead of farming. Absolutely. But if I'm not worried about this, I'm not looking at this, I'm not daily going in here and checking this, then I'm just going to let it sit and farm. And by the time it gets back to its original spot, I'll have more tokens, because I did do that with METF. I did like buy and sell, but I'm not very good at timing markets. And so I would end up losing more tokens when I did do the buy and sell. And when I should have, and I remember telling myself, I'm like, I should have just held on to the tokens because they would have been worth more later on versus trying to flip for more tokens by buying and selling. Because at the time I would buy at a lot higher price and I would have less tokens. So I went from like 1,200 tokens to 800 tokens to 600 tokens. And I kept doing that. So this time around, I'm just going to let this thing sit and farm while I accrue more tokens in here and just compound those tokens. And so that's like one strategy that I could be doing. So I don't know, who knows? Like we'll see in the next few months what this looks like, the 1,600 tokens. Let's see what this looks like. But that's pretty much my strategy for this one here. To each your own, you could have your own strategy on this. You could be flipping in here on the charts, but for me, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be holding on to this and farming and accruing more tokens here. So if I were to refresh this right now, it's probably like a little bit more than 16K now because the price went up to $10.33. Is this going to be a feature on VanyaSoft software? So it's not a feature. It's like we're gonna be training you guys. Like there's training on this right inside the VanyaSoft. Yeah, you can also margin trade, but I don't touch that. Yeah. Cool. Larissa says you helped me so much with NFTs. Yeah, absolutely, guys. So this is what I'm doing right here when it's a down market, and you can see, look, I'm profit. This is my profit right here. This is if I'm staking my tokens right here. This is what I'm doing in profits. So down market, I would be looking at liquidating NFTs as the 1 hour or the 4 hours is looking bad. That's when I would look at liquidating NFTs. I would look at buying NFTs as the market starts to climb back up again, like right around this range right here. And within this range, it's like a few hours in between, right? That's when I would be getting back into the markets. All right, guys. So basically, that's what I wanted to go over today with you guys is pretty much like what to do in a down market. Like right now for the NFTs that I have, like let's take a look at, you know, some of them here. Like let me open up my other wallet. And you guys saw I've liquidated like the one that I wanted to liquidate, which was TSC. This one's down. This one, pretty much all NFTs are down right now. Sushi Cats are down. Let's say Space Boos are down. Let's go back here. Pretty much everything is down right now. Space Boos down like 0.038. It used to be like 0.1 something. It actually went to 0.2, right? So this is like down by a lot. So I wasn't paying attention to the charts, which I should have, but basically that's what it would look like. But after we fully launch this thing, we're going to get right into it, and I would have more attention on the charts and stuff like that. So let's go to Sushi Cats. Sushi Cats is down as well. Like all these NFTs are down right now. But if you believe in the project, even if it's on a down market, like what happened with Mad Meerkats, right? Mad Meerkats, I believed in it, and just going back and seeing like the down markets and the up markets, like there's going to be ups and downs. But if you take a look at it in the past 4 months, I'm up by a lot, right? So I'm not looking at it in terms of like, if a project is a good project, then I'm going to look at that project at maybe like a 2 to 3 month time frame. I'm not going to look at that project and invest in it and try to make a flip within 5 minutes. Unfortunately, a lot of NFT holders and people in crypto are like that. They're in and out in like 5 minutes. But if it's a long-term project, like I'm doing that in and out in 5 minutes. If it's like if it's something that I'm not very confident about in the project, but if it's a project that I'm super confident about and I feel like it could do really well in the future, then that's when I'm holding a little bit longer term. There could be days and even weeks where I'm just not touching a project and I'm just letting it sit there. So if you guys are like asking me every day, like, what do you think about Space Boost? What do you think about Space Boost? Like, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I still believe in it. And I think it could do well if you know, depending on the developer, depending on the owner. But if you keep asking me, what do you think about Space Boost? The price is going down. I'm going to answer you with the same thing. I'm still holding, right? So if you guys are asking like for these longer term projects that I'm holding on to, what do you think about it every 5 minutes? Like, I'm going to tell you exactly the same thing. I'm holding, and I'm looking at it in a 3 month time frame. I'm not looking at in a 1 hour, 5 minute time frame when I'm like, okay, what's the price here? Let me refresh it. If I'm doing that, that's when I'm looking at trading it. But if I'm not even looking at it, then like Lumi, I don't know a lot about that. I don't see like really good roadmap for it. So Lumi, I might look at trading it. Like that was the one that I was looking at flipping, but then the markets started to tank. So something like that. But if you know me very well, the projects that I do hold long term, I'm holding long term. I'm not going to touch them and even look at it. Like I would look at it just once in a while just to see where it's at, but I'm not looking at like selling it or anything like that. I'm just going to hold these things here. Yeah. Have all of you Sushi Cats reviewed? Do you know why not? So you're holding a bit of Sushi Cats? Yeah, I'm holding like 20 of those things, right? So, or more than that, I think. So I'm holding a lot, but I'm looking at projects that have potential to grow. And I'm not looking at projects that are just going to be there for like 5 minutes. I'm looking at these projects a little bit long term. Like these right here, I don't know what's going on with Lumis. I haven't really done much research. But another feature that we're going to have in ValueSoft is we're going to have a research team in our Discord chats. So we're going to have a team. We have a team right now of 3 people doing research for NFTs. So how many of you guys would want to have a team of researchers that went in and basically just did research all day for NFTs and put it in a spreadsheet and told you guys what's going on with those NFTs, right? Because a lot of times we're doing the research ourselves and we're like, okay, let's go into Discords, let's read up in the announcements what's happening. But what if you had a team And this is a part of a buck community. What if you had a team that went in there and did the research for you? Because like I said, I own a virtual assistant company. And so we hire a lot of people. And so I'm going to be putting a team in our Discord chat. There's like one chat that's going to be for holders. And this is going to be the NFT research chat. And so this NFT research chat, you can basically go in there, and the three girls that are in there, they're going to be updating the chat with what's happening with certain projects. How many of you guys would want that? Type in yes in the box if you guys would want something like this, because this is what we're doing. We're planning a lot of these things inside the buck community. So you guys are going to, like, there's so much value that you guys are going to get. It's incredible. And when people hear about these things, and when people hear about our projects, I think it's going to do very well in our floor price. This is all also speculative as well. So, you know, who knows what could happen, but this is the value that we're bringing in. Yeah. And Delo said would be fire. Yeah, absolutely. So once again, there's still so much that I haven't uncovered for you guys yet until we get to those points, right? We're going to be doing a lot of stuff together as well. But yeah, you can see I hold a lot of sushi cats. I hold a lot of space boosts. Let me see here. I bought some more space boosts as well. I hold a lot of bazookies. I hold a lot of, I have some pad apes as well, which I liquidated. I bought like 5 of these. I think I sold 2 of them. I bought 20 toxic skulls. I've already liquidated 18 of them. And you can see right here, I've done that already. So I've made profits already from this. So the profits that I did make from this covered all the losses that I had lost over here. And so that's something to take in consideration as well. You're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. Well, we're trading here. That's what we're doing, right? We're trading NFTs. So there's a risk of going down as well when the markets tank as well. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. A lot of people are saying yes, absolutely, guys. Cool. Yeah. So there's so much in play here. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today here. We're gonna go over some more in details as we approach our launch date on Sunday, May 1st at 5 p.m. We have a lot more people jumping on board, a lot of people like joining our Discords. We're going to have some cool contests here in a little bit as well. So yeah, if you guys also want to join in on our webinar that we are holding at 2:30 p.m., the link is on the announcements. So go ahead and click on that, check it out. And we do have a collaboration at 5:30 today. So it's going to be a packed full day today. All right, guys, type in value in the box, type in boom in the box. If you guys got value and you enjoyed today's webinar in terms of like how to read the charts and when to get out, when to get in markets, if you guys got value from that, because the stuff that you're learning right here could save, number one, your portfolio. It could make you more money. It could help you understand when to get in markets and stuff like that. But when it comes to like minting and stuff like that, it doesn't really affect as much as like market movements of floor price. But when it comes to like NFT projects and minting, like, you know, Otherworld is coming out for apes and stuff like that tomorrow. It doesn't affect it as much. Like if it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out, right? So when you ask like when is a good time to mint the project, it's literally when it's minting, because when it's minting, it's usually like the lowest price it can get at mint price. All right, cool guys, cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to do a lot of fun things here in our buck community. A lot of people are joining. We're building a great community, a really strong community, and a good utility behind it as well. Okay. All right, cool guys. Thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.